I'm gonna check my phone as well in case somebody is joining live and has any questions or comments
Okay.
or want to add their value whichever way. Oh, we are live. Just a second. I'm gonna pause it here. Perfect. So we are live. Welcome, 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 everyone who never is about to joining us, or will watch this later. First of all, I'm uber grateful for this space. The space was created very, I will say, very fast and almost impulsively, yet I had a tug, and this being the glitch. Why being the glitch? Because again, as I just shared with my next glitch, today's guest, today's glitch, Tim, um, it takes courage, it takes audacity, it takes so much bravery to allow yourself to die many times to embody that wisdom, that innate intelligence within. And this space is to honor every being, multidimensional heart, every glitch that had the space, the grace, the compassion, the patience, correct, to glitch their own matrix, and now are supporting collective and making that new blueprint, that new structure within their field available for everyone. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, including the glitches and everyone that is watching as well, for being here with us and co-creating in this lifetime as well, not only on this channel or right here, this YouTube transmission, yet in this lifetime, period. So, no further ado, I am so honored. We've been connecting for quite a while in the field with amazing Tim. Tim, I don't know how even you pronounce your last name. Um,
I think in English you could call it Jantos, but in German I say Jantos.
Yantos.
Jantos.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lithuanian would say Yantos as well. Amazing. Okay.
Ah,
Yes, Tim Yantos. Audacity is the first frequency that hit me when I was watching his first video years ago. And audacity to follow his intuition, audacity to blow his own mind and open his own heart, audacity to stand out through your authenticity, through your uniqueness. And another thing that I will invite everyone, please, let's remember that we all have our own lens, that we have this unique lens and codes, the way we explore this universe. And when other glitch is talking, right? We're not telling you that that's how your reality works, that's how you get to live, that we're sharing what is possible for everyone. So Tim has been exploring his human potential, and he's been embodying it amazingly and sharing it with the rest of the world. Worlds, I will say. Many worlds. It ripples into many worlds, not only this realm, right? And it blows my mind. And again, honor that once you know how to lead yourself, once you're able to lead yourself fully, unapologetically, unconditionally, and especially again, so beautiful for a masculine, you are able to lead everything and anything you want. It could be your community, it could be your business, it could be a movement. You might lead a movement. And that's another thing that I feel Tim has as a gift. Yeah, you're like natural born leader. And leaders in the new earth don't have titles, don't need PhDs, don't need proofs. It it literally ripples from within. The energy speaks louder than any title, than any educational structure. That's what how I feel when I tune in into anything that Tim is or he shares as well. So Tim, thank you so much for being here. Please maybe a mini introduction wherever you feel like going. I know you support people. I know you have Patreon. I know you're already leading others as well as you've led yourself. Yet, whatever you want to add right now.
Okay, what was interesting when you said you wrote me, hey Tim, I really admire your audacity, and I was like, what is audacity? So I had to Google Translate. I was like, ah, interesting, you know. I was like, so thank you for this word. And also, I'm also on my journey to embody my sovereignty more and more and more and more. I see so much potential for all humanity, for all of us. And I am also, yeah, just like everyone, on the journey to a higher embodiment of our spirit wisdom in all areas of life. It doesn't matter if it's food, sleep, movement, if it's communication with in relationships or with your parents, with your family, how you honor yourself in all kinds of daily tasks and habits, how you spend your energy, how to cultivate your energy, more discernment in all kinds of things, you know. And this journey, I just tell you, I had a very turbulent birth, nearly died. I think I had 3 times the umbilical cord around me. I was nearly dead already. And I had such an adrenaline shock. And thank God that my mother and me survived, or that we were thriving, yeah, through this birth canal, you know. But it seemed to be like it had to be because a fire was inside of me that was there since the beginning and even before the birth canal already. I chose this experience because I was also nearly a 5 kilo baby, and my mom was like, "What the fuck is coming out of me? There's like a giant of fire or something." And
That's
you know,
you're 5 kilos. 5 kilos, it's 2.2 pounds per kilo. Sorry for
Mhm.
interrupting you for someone that does not know. That's a huge baby.
It's huge, right? Yeah, and you know what's so interesting is then I broke my collarbone and I had to breathe like I was blue. I was like a blue baby, completely blue because I lacked oxygen from the umbilical cord. And so I came out like I was like fucking fighting for my life already when I was coming into this world, and it seemed to be like an imprint, like I'm fucking here and nobody can fucking kill me. I am here and I will do everything that I am free. So this dynamic relationship already within my mother and choosing this kind of experience, I think it was something from my spirit that wanted to have this experience in order to know how I prior or what I prioritize, what I have to prioritize, because that is freedom for me. And that imprint, that deep yeah element, I it never left me. It was in everything that I touched, everything that I did. Freedom was the most important thing, and it guided me and commanded my life.
I have goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even in the last Monday in previous episode, really, when I look back, we knew. We're always new. There was a power within, right? The voice even within that kept leading us, and we could navigate it, especially if we're allowing ourselves to hear it. And a funky add on as a side note. So it's very interesting that you were a huge baby and they're born. I was actually born preemie, 7 months old. I was an
Mm.
incubator in Soviet Union in these times.
Wow.
I was an incubator for a long time, and then through the birth, both of my hips were pulled out of, both of my legs were pulled out of the socket. So for 2 years, I was in a metal frame, Like my mom never
Wow.
had clothes on me, like, right? She just had tops and then just blankies around me. So I didn't walk. I didn't even start walking till I was very late in 3 years old, right? Yeah, because I had hip dysplasia. So it's so interesting, and I felt
Wow.
the same,
Interesting.
that this event, right, the choice event, such a stressful event, and even my birth was, my mom started giving a birth earlier because she was in a huge, chaotic situation, right? And I was like, wow, I always see it as, again, as a beautiful imprint, as like kind of like as a fire under my ass.
Yes.
Right? There is a saying on
Yes.
Twitter, we say, fire, I'm going to put fire under your ass. So thank you for sharing that. It's profound how we come in, because every detail, including your mom's, right, codes, your dad's, the hospital right there, the place you were born, the time we were born, the way it happened, who was there. It kind of sets everything in motion. I love it. It's insane. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and I remember how I was reading about Aleister Crowley, and he said something about the day I was born was a very specific date for like astrologically to be when someone is born at that day, that it brings a fire cataclysm everywhere that person goes. And it you or me or other people, they get their codes from why they are born. So this was a code from Aleister Crowley that resonated so deeply in my heart, and I knew now why I was born on that date. And it was like, yes, yes, yes. I was just reading it. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. And like you said, the hospitals, like how we are born and location and so on, this can already be a first catalyst,
Yeah,
or catalysm,
yeah,
catalysm
yeah,
event,
yeah.
right? And then the second one was that I was drinking tap water while I was young. So because the past generations also didn't were not taught by their parents, and so the transgenerational amnesia and the lack of
Correct.
knowledge was transferred. So we are breaking the cycles together. My parents were breaking their cycle, their parents tried to break their cycle, and so on and so forth. Um, let's say when I was the first 9 years, when I was drinking the tap water, with 9 years or 8 years, OCD started, oppressive
Okay.
compulsive disorder, and I had it for a long fucking time. And that increased the fire like nothing else, man. It burned every lie, it burned every condition, it burned every belief system. I analyzed myself mentally, emotionally, physically, on all levels. So I accelerated my growth in such a way like Formula One. Because I wanted to get rid of that pain. And only later I understood the pipes from which we were drinking had lead inside, and lead creates OCD, and then OCD and all kinds of things, and then the journey starts. And I think all of us, we had different, let's say, accelerating forces that put like a little, like a not little, a strong fire under your ass, and then either you struggled and then you liberated yourself. I was my own psychologist. I was my own doctor. I knew nobody can fucking help me except me. So I liberated myself. I was reading, researching. I'm an autodidactive learner. I can learn much faster than when people teach me. I like to learn on myself.
Hmm.
And this is how I always did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I will add on as well, even if you zoom out, in an old world structures as well, for centuries, people that were self-taught surpassed the PhDs, the master degrees, most of the times. It's again self-education, where you become obsessed. You
Hmm.
literally don't have
Yeah.
a choice not to learn. And that's the funny part as well. because in school, my mom now tells me, and she's laughing at me all the time. She's like, I don't understand. I've never seen you doing homework. And that was the biggest trouble because for me, I could have picked up something just like I read it 30 minutes before the class and I was done. I knew it, right? So I was a rebel child like. So no, for of course no homework. What are you talking about? And now the all my life I do nothing but yet study. I study and study
Yeah.
and study and study. And she's like, wow, she's like, I don't understand. You study all the time now, but you didn't want to do homework. So yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. It's amazing. It's amazing how experiences come. Go, go, go.
And
Something you
what you
have.
mentioned, because when your mom asked you, hey, you didn't study, but now you study, because that is your natural fire, your natural obsession, like you called it, right? And the natural obsession is like, boom, it's such an accelerated study. No other study can give this to you. If you are passionate about anything and your spirit fire is into this, invested, wow, like the world is opening up to you. The
Absolutely.
entire worlds, you know?
Yeah, agree 100%. You giving me goose like I give myself
Yeah.
goosebumps through you, basically. Every 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, calm down.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's our radio station when it's truthful, you know?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I
And
love
that,
that.
yeah, and that's another thing, like that deep knowing. For me, since I was a child, like I knew that it's
Mhm.
not supposed to be that way. Constantly, like you said, in the family relationships, the way people communicated, I couldn't understand. And I thought them for a very long time that people think and see like me. I really thought so. I
Yeah,
was like,
same.
why are they not, why are they angry at each other and don't talk for 3 days? I don't understand it, you
Yeah.
know? And I would be like, well, you're gonna talk to her anyways. Like this is my sister, and let's say my mom would, would argue and then don't talk. And I would be like, well, you will talk to her eventually. So why are we losing so much time and why are we in pain? I couldn't comprehend. Literally, my little brain was it's always overheated because I was looking and I couldn't understand why they don't see. And then I understood that they don't see the way. I was like, okay, they just don't see the way I see. They don't feel the way I feel it. So it's okay. They're in a little bit in a different world. Because I was thinking that everybody's very cruel. What do you mean you don't talk to someone you love just because you got mad? What do you mean?
I had the same in my household. Like we were instantly saying sorry, like after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Otherwise, it's so much pain, and I could never bear this, you know. I didn't like it. So my whole family was always like, okay, shit happened. After 10, 15 minutes,
Beautiful.
already you gave each other a hug and you said sorry, and it's out of the world, you know. And yeah, I'm very happy that my family is yeah, very conscious about that. And because other families are not. And then maybe some people are the only ones, um, like a black sheep, and the
Yeah,
whole family is crazy and you
yeah,
cannot do it. It's a lot of suffering for a lot of people, you know.
yeah, absolutely. And again, that suffering is a catalyst as well. When I look back, life can be understood only looking backwards, right? I can see as well the intuitive gifts. Like I was never able to close my heart. It just wasn't a thing. No matter how much pain I was going through, no matter how much it hurt, even if I would be like, I don't want to feel it, the heart
Mhm.
kept opening more and more all the time. And that pain, even when I got into quantum living lifestyle and leading already and supporting others, I don't have my own children right here, like in this physicality. It's funny. I have a feeling I have hybrid children, but yeah, that's another subject for another day, right? Um, Yet I always used to say, if people will ask me, like, why do you do what do you do? I would say for the kids. And I would question, I would be like, why I say for the kids? I don't have kids. Like, why do I? And I understood why. For the kids, for every inner child. Because I was the kid that felt all the pain, that would apologize first, that would go into conversations and compassion and patience, and union. And I was dismissed, correct? So I was like, for all the world kids, for all the inner children, even if you're adult already, Your inner child is right there in you. And I feel that's why I gave permission to my inner child, as she got safer with me. Because in the beginning, I had to make sure that the feminine and masculine in me
Mhm.
really start seeing and taking responsibility of how my inner child feels within me. And hence, once she started feeling safe, she came out to play. And
Oh,
I let my inner child make business decisions. And I'll tell you this, Tim, the best business decisions I make is from my inner child every single time. The best bigger quantum leaps, it's the inner child that I want to go there. And it
yeah,
happens. So
yeah.
it's so beautiful because a lot of people will tell me, I've never met anyone so responsible, so deep, so wise, and so childish. They're-
I definitely see that you take care of your inner child so much. It's really awesome that you blossom, like you are so joyful in your expressions and everything. That's so wonderful. Like when you said, I don't have children, and you don't need to have because
Yeah.
you are the child, and I am also the child for myself. I always say when people say, and what do you think about children and so on? I say, I first have to take care of myself. I'm here on a journey like to get to know myself and so on. Maybe when I'm 500, 700, 800 years or 1,000 years old, then maybe I'm inviting with my twin flame a child into the canal, and then we are guiding it, co-creating, basically listening to the wisdom of why the child wanted to be the child of us, and like that. This is a whole journey, but
Yeah.
for me personally, I have no rush. I don't even
Yeah.
plan it. I don't even have it in my vision. I don't have it in my head because I am the one who I love, and I am the one who I take care of.
Amen.
And
Yeah.
whatever happens later on, everything is possible, but people are so indoctrinated and programmed, like marry and obey, like marry and reproduce, get children, obey, all kinds of things, and then they make bad decisions because then they choose a partner which is not in resonance with their heart because they have not figured out who they are.
Yeah.
Then they make rush decisions, which is not aligned with the inner heart and the inner child. And then you create children with someone you didn't really actually like, and then all kinds of crazy shit happens.
Yeah, yeah, wow, I resonate with everything you share. It's so beautiful. Me, even as a girl, that's another thing, as a woman, since I was younger, like I would be like, I don't think I want to marry. I don't know why it was coming from, right? And I had beautiful relationships, right? And I did, and I was married as well, divorced. And yet I never like I was like, no, I don't need the no, no, no. Why we don't have to. So I always was, and I finished physical therapy, but then I was like, I don't want to work for hospital. And everybody's looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? And I was like, they will not let me be a good doctor. I don't need to marry to love. So there was again so much natural knowingness of
Yes,
freedom that we can play the way we want to play. It's just that
exactly.
the world is telling us if you don't fit, then there is something wrong with you, or anything. And again, you're so correct on point because I do work with a lot of couples, and you probably support people with relationships. If I go into relationship from any kind of survival, of course it's unsustainable. There's no questions asked.
Correct, correct,
Period. The more
correct.
fears I have of you leaving me, the more fears I have about me, the more guarantees that's how it's going to play out.
And like when you are in love, like really in love, that's a whole different type of thing than what we see today in society. It's nearly all fake love. All kind of
Yeah.
relationships
Yeah.
are all fake codependence, uh, um, lustful,
Yeah.
replacement, like compensation mechanisms. Man, there's so many things why people choose to be in relationships and with who. It's often not coming from a place from inner knowing, from a real love of fire. That is, most people are not ready for love. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. That's wow. This is the sentence. Let's like that is a portal right now. It's a
Yeah.
quick bridge into again, that's the audacity that I always see and feel from you. That's the edginess, right? So I'm very straightforward. And again, it's not so challenging because I'm Eastern European. So when I shoot like this. I don't fluff, right? So sometimes it does feel like people are like, wow, that's rude almost, you know? Because I see people powerful, I don't fluff. You know, Tim, obviously, if you would see me, you know, weak, then we gotta fluff, right? But I know that people can eventually, or now, or whatever. It's not my business. What's the timeline, right? Or that it's their divine timing. But I know that they're able to process, they're able to comprehend, to understand, to grow, to see, to collapse the bullshit. That's my trust within people because I trust myself. So I trust that they're doing what they need to do, and it's still perfect, right? No matter how it looks from the outside. Yet going into your edginess, going into the things, um, well, I will say into potentials and the walls of the limitations that you are collapsing. I would like to ask you a question about this. So I will ask you. I wouldn't like. I will ask you. I'm
Mhm.
asking you a question. um, Yes, mindset shift. Yes, anchoring Christ consciousness within. Yes, when I heard your first videos, I was already having experiences myself as well. I did 40-day fast when I was 25. I went
Wow.
to silent meditations. I loved experimenting because I always was like, we don't understand this. This is magic. This is magic. And, you know, and I did Muay Thai for many years. So I was very physical as well for many years. Um,
Incredible.
yeah, constantly into my body and everything. And then what kind of like really caught my attention with you, well, you know, when you started going into that God man in flesh, and from pranic living to urine upcycling and therapy to really like the fasts and everything. I'm like, wow, he's like pushing the limits for all our potential. I wonder, would you like to share? Would you mind to share with us? How did you, yeah, how did you come across all of it? Or did it find you, right? How did you start experimenting yourself with these? Clearing up the body. Because again, yes, anchoring more information, well, light is more information. Our physical bodies, emotional bodies, mental bodies gotta be detoxed, period. We get it.
Exactly. The journey started quite early for me, even though I didn't know anything about this whole thing. But okay, first of all, as a child, I always knew death feels unnatural to me. What they are telling me with all these diseases, and every time they repeat these death habits and death urges and death philosophies, for me, it was always coming in and going out.
Out.
For me,
Okay.
I knew it's not my life. It's not my life. I didn't come here to do this bullshit. And then with 11 years old, when I was going with a bus to school, there was a truck loaded with pigs, and it had stopped very
Abrupt.
very abrupt, or how you say,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fast.
because the signal was going to red, and then. And then all the pigs were falling onto each other, and I saw the pain immediately. It was transmitted to me, and at that day I stopped to eat flesh. When I was 11, then I stopped eating fish very early already on, and then it just. But then I was vegetarian and vegan, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I had all kinds of experiments with the food and so on, but then I got stuck for a while with the vegan and vegetarian thing, and then one day um, I started to interval fast, and then basically I teach myself or taught myself all the internal hygiene because nobody taught this to me, nobody, and I had to learn all the basics and everything, and then I became literally obsessed. Roma, like you say. I became totally obsessed, and I was even in school. I always had my laptop on. I always was listening to my stuff. I was not interested in this stuff. I was always listening the whole time. I came back. I listened. I had podcasts the whole time, walking this, and then everything clicked more and more and more and more. And also to free myself from this OCD pain and this suffering. And I was really feeling like I was in hell. And then I was like, fuck it. I will do everything. I will do everything to free myself. Yeah, like what I said already. And then it started. Then the whole internal hygiene process started. First interval, then later more and more understanding. Oh, fasting. Oh, what kind of water? And oh, what this and this and this. And then even with the water, while I tried to research the water, I was like, what? All these experts and all these people, they talk on YouTube, they have thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers, but they can't even explain what is the best water. I said, this is wrong. This is false. All this bullshit on so many machines, and then they want to sell you something. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I said, I asked God, I said, please, like, please show me this is not the real stuff, like please show me, and then shortly after I met a guy who was also called Tim, and then he said drink your urine, and instantly I started, and then this started, then the pranic information, autonomous information, physical immortality, everything snowballed, like everything came to me over the years, but it was a process. So I think 6 years ago or 5.5 years ago was the first time I heard about pranic living. Before, not.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in the last 5 years was probably the most transformative years that I ever had.
Okay. So, would you mind to share your definition of pranic living in case somebody's watching and they're like, what's that? I feel like
So,
urine therapy, more or less, everybody's at least aware of,
uh-huh.
yet, yeah, pranic living.
Okay, so there are many terms: pranic living, autonomous lifestyle, sovereign, like sovereign energy being, all kinds of things. Okay, basically, that you remember in all your being and all your cells, and that is a journey. The Hypnotema calls it the reversal process from an addictive eater, because they have programmed humanity and betrayed humanity, that we became eaters and consumers instead of creators. And now you reverse the process to come back to your blueprint again, which has no need for sleep, for food, for liquids, for even breathing via the lungs. You can breathe even via the skin
Feel
pores,
than
you
the
know?
skin. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna interrupt you. Don't forget
Mhm.
whatever you want to say right after. So I think this year, probably this year, I feel like when I'll do breath work or even tune into meditation, there was quite dominantly, I started feeling that I'm breathing through my field, like like you can feel, like it's again, it's so much in this experience is unexplainable through words, like it's not, clearly
Mhm.
I can't express it so precisely, yet it's a different feeling of. And yeah, for me as well, I was like, wait, my lungs, my lungs, yet everything breathe, the skin is I can feel the skin taking in the oxygen.
Yes.
Yeah, yet okay, go ahead, so it's really interesting.
Yeah, and today the fake seed oils, which are actually machine oils made from machines, then they later try to sell it to people. Now it's all clogged up, the whole skin pores. Then the people cannot breathe properly anymore. And like anyway, but this is just one side topic. Basically, the human being is self-sufficient by design. It generates all minerals within itself. You have trillions of cells that create voltage, which you can even measure. You have an electromagnetic field, which you can also measure and see. You can also feel it when you touch lightly around you from the beginning of your body and like out in the outer spaces, you know. So you have multiple bodies, you have a whole energy bioelectric field, and you are bioelectric being. And yeah, everything is possible. Food does not nourish us, but food gives us a memory of vibration, what we have forgotten to activate in ourselves. And then we have the dormant DNA. They call it junk DNA, but it's not junk DNA. It's actually a fully activated DNA strand. And it's a natural unfoldment process if you stop believing the lies of the, yeah, food dependency and sleep dependency and so on. Because first of all, you have to deprogram your mind. If you
Mm.
believe the lie, you cannot walk this
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
If you start to deprogram yourself mentally, then it starts also emotionally, then it starts physically. The more you experiment with yourself, then you understand, wow, cause and effect. If I eat this, I'm getting these symptoms. If I eat this, I feel tired. Okay, let's leave it out. Oh, I'm fasting a little bit. Oh, urine. Oh, this. No, I don't need to drink any water, man. No, I drink urine. Oh, sleep is reduced. Oh, this and this. So this is a individual journey. Everybody can test out for yourself. So don't believe me. You don't want to be a believer, but know it for yourself. Inner knowing, and inner knowing just, yeah, needs your courage and your willingness to go into this path. And therefore, you need to inform yourself, research, educate yourself about all these topics, and then you test it out in your own personal life. And then automatically, you will later come to the same conclusions like everybody else.
I love it. Amen. And that's, I'm going to add on to this. That's what as well I meant. You know, if anybody is watching here, and not only this life, yet whatever you're watching the videos, you're reading something, you know, somebody shared. Again, we're used to, our minds are so funky. The egos don't want to, don't want to let go of the control. So a lot of times, you know, the messages has profound value, yet people will not take in the message. They will miss the message because they're judging the messenger, because they're judging the way they speak, or maybe the subject just looks out too much outside of their core belief system, right? And there's an automatic like judgment as well. So yes, when you are intaking any information, remember, nobody's here to convince you. Nobody would ever ask, like I always say, I would never ask you to believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. No, I'm just making noise. You decide what you're going to do with it. Yet, as Tim is inviting, I'm inviting you as well, strongly. Try everything on, like clothes, right? You walk into the shop and you're like, I'll try these jeans on, I'll try this jacket on. Try it all on. Educate yourself, try it on, and you will find you will find what fits you precisely, and it might look a little different than Tim does it, and it might look a little different than I live it. You know,
Exactly.
it will be yours. It will be absolutely your energetic signature, yet you will be generating your own power rather needing to consume something. The consumers, the way we do everything is the way we do the way we do anything is the way we do everything. I notice if you're a consumer somewhere, you start consuming everywhere.
Yes.
If you start tapping into creator, it's going to ripple out. You're going to start creating everywhere as well. So as you were saying, like consuming the food, it was the same with our happiness, right? It was the same with you know, feeling aligned and feeling healthy, right? We had to always have something, to do something, to be happy.
Hmm.
I have to have education, right? To feel stable, to have a good job, so I can be happy, safe. I have to have
You have to have a certificate. You have to have a certificate.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, it was so funny actually. I was sitting in a coffee shop, so it's I'm in New Haven, Connecticut. That's where my mother lives. I'm visiting her, and I go sometimes to a coffee shop, you know, to work from, just to get out of the house. And it's all like Yale students and University of Yale students. And somebody asked me something. I think they heard me making video. Yes, they heard me making video, and then they literally were like, "Are you a teacher?" And I looked, and I was like, "Ah, I don't do titles. I am a multidimensional being that support others to remember that they're a multidimensional being." They looked
And
at me, and I was like, "Not my." And
they
yeah, and I'm just like, "It is what it is. I don't know how you." No,
they
I'm
couldn't
not.
respond. They couldn't
Yeah.
respond.
I was like, well, so something, yeah, because really, if you, from where I sit, the consciousness level that I'm witnessing things, I see all
Mhm.
of them. So if you're asking me anything, usually I want to ask like, what level do you want me to answer from? Like the Roma's characters level, the oneness level, the monad level. Like, I will answer really, but I don't know which answer to give you. But where
You,
you
you,
at?
you should have told them I am ancient. I can answer everything you want to know.
Oh, I know.
Start your question.
I know. Wow, it's so funny. It's so funny. Yes, because I was talking like multidimensionality, and they were saying something that they heard that the Jesus was extraterrestrial. And
Mhm.
that's why they asked me. I kind of looked at them, I said, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Are you a teacher?" And I was like, "No, I'm a multidimensional extraterrestrial." Like, yeah, so it's really fun. Again, it's fun. Sometimes it feels awkward, expressing yourself as a multidimensional being while you are walking in the in between that is absolutely, locked in
Yeah,
into that into the same trajectory of that 3D
yeah.
physical, heavy, dense reality. So yeah, it has two sides. Sometimes you feel like awkward, and sometimes it's so much fun. Now, mostly it's fun, at least for me. I giggle so much, Tim. I laugh so much with
I can
myself
see that. I can see that.
constantly. You just seeing things. I'm like, oh my God, I just created it. Oh, look at it. Oh, what's happening? Oh, look, the same color. They're all the same color. So, like, I see that, and it's really a trip. It's a trip.
Like Truman Show, like Truman Show, you know?
Amen. 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 And again, thanks God at this point. Because, yeah, years before, I felt there's something wrong with me. Like,
Hmm.
what do you mean? And now we're all coming together. So I feel like we all were spread out because we're supposed to hold the grid. So we couldn't all be, hanging out in Lithuania or Germany, all of us, right? We gotta be like, holding the
Yeah.
grid. They're awakening. Yeah, they're recoding themselves and they're
The
supporting.
cedars, the
Yeah.
cedars, the Garden
Yep.
of Eden. We are all cedars.
Yep. Amen. Amen. And now we're coming back, reuniting. And I really feel the last year, I will say for sure, maybe even already two, that I have so much joy and bliss. I'll tear up just how much we're all coming together, how much
Hmm.
support I feel. And again, that's the fun part. At this point, I don't need the validation or confirmation. And that's when you get it, right?
Hmm.
when,
Hmm.
when you're like, I don't care for it. Yet it's so fun. Like, oh, and you and we're doing the new normal, the old crazy. It looks crazy, but it's the new normal. This is it. That's what we're all stepping into. So yeah, it's all absolutely profound and amazing, amazing, amazing. Anything to add?
No, I'm just listening to you. I just enjoy your joy, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's like it's amazing. I sometimes don't believe that I'm really in this lifetime, like in a good way. You get it? Like I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, really? Like, okay, it's happening. Like I'm able to be here and to witness, and all of us are needed because all of us are essential parts of the puzzle.
Roma,
And
did you also had the, oh, sorry, you wanted to
go ahead, no,
continue?
no, go ahead.
Did you also had the feeling when you were a child, which we also still are right now, but when you were a child that I remember when I looked myself very early in the mirror and I said, I am exactly how I want to look.
Okay, okay. I had a very different with the body.
Interesting.
So I was sharing with someone, and it was very interesting. I didn't like the way it looked at all. I felt very
Ah.
awkward. And even my mom knows, she always tells me, She's like, yeah, you're so beautiful, but you were always like dominantly in my younger years, I was an ugly duckling. I felt always like an ugly duckling. I felt very awkward. I just felt awkward. Yet the funniest thing, I always used to feel like this is borrowed. And even especially like if I'll take shower off him in the bath, and I'm stretching after or I'm cracking my neck, like I used to feel, you remember movie Terminator?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was like, and this term when there's this black goo, right? And he comes back and becomes he comes into the shape. I felt like that's how I came. I was like, and now this, what is this? What I thought, what is this? That's how I felt. What is this? And then I was like, we don't understand it. I know that we don't understand it. I don't care what others everybody said. We don't know it yet. We don't know it. And I would, if even now, if I'm looking at my hand, it but it's mine, but it's not mine. Well, it's not me. Maybe that's you know what I mean? So I always felt it's not me.
Do you feel now it's yours?
It's my body, but it's not me. And I don't feel any more awkward in it, obviously, because yeah, I'm absolutely in awe, in love
Mhm.
with this vessel. No questions asked, Yet for the long time, yeah, like there was almost kind of dissonance for me identifying with the body.
Maybe I can add something that I have the view, not the view. I know that when okay, it's the semantics, when they say we are not the body, I highly disagree completely. For me, it's a lie. What the gurus teach and
Okay.
all these old scholars brainwashed us with, that we disassociate with our body, and then they say we are the spirit, not the body. We just rent the body. But that for me is the death habit and death urge, and this is a
I
deep
love
in
it. Okay.
deep
Goosebumps.
ingrained lie. And when you just said, for example, yeah, I have the body, but it's not mine. Yes, it is your
It is.
body, and it is you, Roma.
It
Your
is.
body is you.
Focus.
And and that's why I said the question with the mirror, if you loved yourself already back then, and I was like, you know why I said it? Because if people do not fully own or inhabit, embody in like their vessel, then they always are in a certain disassociative state. And nowadays, with Christ consciousness, also what Rudolf Steiner said, you have to embody the Christ
Yeah.
consciousness. And the soul and the body are so interlinked. So when you abandon the body, you abandon the soul. And then there's only spirit. And this you want in here in this lifetime. To be physically immortal is to save your soul. And to save your soul is to save your body. And therefore, the portal, the keys, the opening to this birthright of ours is through the body.
I
So for
wow.
me,
Okay.
I never felt I am not the body.
Love
I
it.
always felt I am the body, but I am also my soul and my spirit. And it's interpenetrating all those multidimensional layers in rippling here into the body. So if you say I am not my body, then your soul and your spirit is extremely sad.
Love it. And okay, I'm gonna take a moment right now, take a deep breath in.
Mhm.
And I received this, Tim, profoundly, goosebumps, because um, yes, it is a very small percentage of what we are, right? And much huge, yet this is my field. This is me focused into this beautiful vessel. So it is me. And yeah, I'm receiving it fully and I'm allowing it to integrate it right now in this real time. Yeah, and that's beautiful because now, like you say, it's a different responsibility that I feel.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a different responsibility that I feel for a body, although I always felt responsibility to take, and I knew the only way, anywhere is through this. And I another thing that I always used to say, and I say till now, you know how they say, oh, kids don't come with a manual, what to do, what to do. We can They come with a manual, we come with a manual. The body is my manual. My body tells everything, right? Right away, I was the kid that had ticks. I was very sensitive. I was sensitive to the light.
Mhm.
I felt everything and everyone. So I was, having these ticks for a couple years, and I was in the hospital as well and everything. Yet, wow, I am the body as well, as I used to always go into, where people, I'm just connecting it for me, and I trust that I'm gonna connect it for someone as well. I love that's how we work,
Mhm.
right? We're connecting patterns right away. Because
Yeah.
I will, when I'll go into mindset, right, or emotional intelligence work or shadow work, people will always say like, this is not me, right? The shadow is not me, or the fear is not me, the thought is not me, na na na. And people will be like, I'm only light. I'm light and love, and that's it. I say, especially here, living here, I'm all of it. I am all of it. I am the bad, I'm the good, I am the lazy, I'm the hard worker, I am the frustrated one, I'm at ease, I'm the peace. Yet I'm owning the whole spectrum all the time. And I think that's where my main gift comes in of glitching the reality. I can own it always. Like for me, it's easy to own whatever, even if it looks chaotic, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own it without shame. That's what I'm being right now. That's what I'm exploring right now. And love it, leave it, I don't care. So yeah, I am all of it as well, in that perspective of the body, the soul, the spirit, the mona. Like there is no separation. As same like you are another me. Even this is not disconnected from me. The glass of water. So how would I say, right? If I say this is an extension of my energy right here, even right now, how would I be like, my body is not me? If everything around me, right, is my own reflection and projection, how would body not be me? I love it. Okay, I did a little
Mhm, mhm.
love it. Yeah, thank you so much. And again, that's how beautifully we can stand for each other and call each other forward. So thank you for calling me forward into a different perspective. Different perspective is one of the most valued things for a good student.
And like when people say, why you want to be physically immortal, doesn't that get boring? And why you want to be in the same body all your life? But for me, that is a very limited perspective and limited perception of how they see themselves in the potential, and it lacks imagination and fantasy because, first of all, Roma, how you look right now is different than from 10 years ago. How I look right now is different from 10 years
Man,
ago. My face, did you also observe that in your life? When you, for example, are courageous, then the courageous quality expresses itself to the crystal
shapeshift.
in your face. So everything is crystallizing. So my body right now, my entire face, this face is crystallized and essentialized from probably very many lifetimes. And then when I came here into this life, that's what I said to you, Roma. When I looked into the mirror, I was recognizing myself for eternity. I was like, fuck yeah, this is me. I'm glad. I even said I couldn't look more beautiful. And because, but I'm not saying this from a kind of
Yeah,
fake,
yeah, yeah.
like from this narcissistic,
That ego.
uh, but it came from a deep, pure, innocent love for my own being. And that everyone should have, that you love yourself so deeply that you can recognize in your face your eternal journey, that you want to honor your body, that you do everything with this body, and that it's your deepest companion. And ah man, it just feels so wonderful. And you can shape shift, like you said, you can molecular change all kinds of things in 10, 20 years, in 100 years, but your essential blueprint will always look similar. Mistletoe, a very powerful teacher, Karaf Afnaichi is called Mistletoe 1981 on Instagram.
Hmm.
And she also said that we look very similar in our lifetimes.
Yeah,
And
I heard that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, only certain things changed and so on. But this whole paradigm that you are now a black person, then you're a Chinese person, and so on, and then this, and you completely change, you will have the natural blueprint
Yeah.
in you that is not just, yeah, not just going completely another way. Roma will look like Roma, but just in a little bit
With a
more
twist.
shape-shifted version.
Yeah, I agree 100%. First of all, shape-shifting evidence. I have so much evidence, even with me, with my clients working. I'll share a quick one thing. I had someone years ago that was over 200 pounds or whatever, right? Just bigger shape and overweight and, not happy. Because of the lifestyle and the programming that she had, we right away agreed. Well, she said, I'm not going on diets. I'm just not going on diet, just so you know. And I was like, I am not worried about it. I would never put you on diet. I will not allow you to weight yourself. Don't worry about it. She literally stood in the mirror for 6 months naked in a full ass mirror. And the first months too, it was like she was supposed to look at herself and then just write whatever comes up. Look at herself, write whatever comes up. So the first period, month and a half, it was challenging because, she saw all the stuff that she doesn't like, right? Constantly, right? She's bigger and now she's naked in the mirror. She doesn't do that. It's like, ugh, this spot, ugh, this spot. Literally, second month, she started shifting already. She's like, oh, I'm actually noticing, what's beautiful. I'm noticing this. I'm noticing this. 6 months later, she literally calls me. She's like, wow, I don't understand what just happened. And she's crying from bliss. She's like, I sat down on the floor. Her body, by the way, by the months of the fourth month, no diet, nothing changed. She did move very gently every day. She sent it to me, it was like a few push-ups, grounding bare feet, right? So food, we just left it because that was her thing, right? The biggest addiction was the food. So I didn't even go there. We left it on the side, and her body, she started losing weight in a way that her husband called me and he's like, every 2 days she walks out of the bedroom, I can't recognize my wife. What's happening? Everything started changing. She shifted. And 6 months later, she walks out, and when you have extra weight, you have extra skin when you lose that weight, right? And she was like, I'm sitting in on the floor in front of the mirror. And she's like, I would never be able to do it 6 months ago. She's like, there is a big flap. She's like, I'm sitting like this. I'm flapping. I'm looking in the mirror. And I was loving it. I didn't want it to go away. She's like, I was kissing and she bursted in tears from the feeling, from what she felt for her body. And her body literally started like, and what do you think happened next? She changed her diet naturally, absolutely, because now she's in love with her body and it's easy for her and she eats so much better. She cooks. She said no to sugars. Like it's insane. Like it just
Wow.
happened on her own. So shape shifting, and I saw it myself as well on me because every page that I close when I move into next page, I don't recognize myself. And again, look, almost the same, but there is something like you said, and I love that you said crystallizing, right? Because information, we are always in formation. So yes, if I anchored some, deeper courage in me, it's probably gonna show up, and that's why I always say there is no personal conversation, people. You think you can hide something? There's nothing you can hide in the quantum world. Your mental conversation about yourself shows on your body. Your mental conversation, your pain, for the world shows up in your conversations about the world. You're like this, you can see where you're jealous, where you're insecure, even if you're gonna not tell me one word about it. It's just right there.
Correct.
We
So
don't have
correct.
there's no personal conversation, right? Like it really everything crystallizes. Everything that is physical has energetical layer, has, right, it has that etheric layer and all these stuff. So that's beautiful. I'm amazed.
One guy shared something with me like many years ago, and he said, "Why people are so angry about the transparency of society because everything is already transparent. They go on demonstrations because of privacy and this, but ultimately we know already who they are. If you look into someone's face, we know already, I know your thoughts, I know this. And the more we go into our natural state, the more our psychic abilities go up, and then we can scan each other literally.
Absolutely.
Like it's so powerful. And that's where also a different kind of humanity can start again. And yeah, it's all part of it. And another thing is, what you shared is very, very important because it shows that it's not all just about food or just about diets, it's just about this and your understanding. It's about a shift in your perception of
Oh,
consciousness.
yeah.
And that is the key that basically deprograms you from your addiction. Exactly like your example. Another nice example I heard from Karaf of Night. She was telling a story where a guy didn't had so much good vision anymore in his eyes, you know. And for many years, the vision became less and less and less. He couldn't even see far away anymore, only very close, you know, short-sighted. And then, after doing all kinds of things, trying to heal this, uh, glasses became bigger and bigger and bigger and so on. And then he fall in love and his eyesight improved because finally he could see visions with her traveling in the world and so on and so forth, and his eyesight healed. So sometimes when we have something, it's not like, oh, yeah, you need to be now fasting for 10 days or this and this. The fasting only accelerates your psychomental process of realization. That's the only thing. It,
Fasting
yeah,
does it fast. We will say that because I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. A side note here, because every time I fast, it is ridiculous how you see the nonsense within. It's like every time I was like, wow, I'm never hungry. I'm not. Wow, I just now picked it up this because I don't have anything to do. Look at this.
yeah,
Wow, it's like every 2 seconds. Wow, wow.
yeah. Exactly this. So, guys, the pranic living is basically like the whole thing of fasting and even no sleeping is a high acceleration of your psychomental process to realize all the lies, all the beliefs you are investing in, and then they naturally fall away. You have to realize it. So the whole pranic community and so on, basically they use this tool to come to higher realizations in a faster way. And then automatically you will return to your natural state more and more and more and more.
Yeah, boom.
It's
Absolutely.
not a mystery. This is not a mystery. It's a very clear, logical way of yeah, understanding how our body works, our psycho emotional states, and yeah, it's a wonderful journey for all of us, you know.
Yeah, and I love that you said it's not so mystery, it's not so woo-woo. That's another thing that I was like, I don't understand why people think woo-woo because for me this is just logical.
Yeah.
It's just logical. Being mad at someone because they get mad. This is not logical for me. It's not logic. Why you say it's, we're not gonna even go into sound and light and waves when we've been using the Wi-Fi's and the microwave. Like we don't even need to repeat this one, but yet, yeah, it's logos. Logos,
Yes.
the higher mind.
Yes.
It's so precise. It's so mathematical and it's so logical that it seems like mystery. I think that's why,
Exactly.
because it's just precise.
Yeah.
I do have a feeling always, I always laughed with my mom. I was like, no, don't worry, you will live till 120 at least. And I was like, me, for now, I'm shooting for 144 because I love the number, right? Um, so yeah, and even immortality in general. I shared the who was sharing I forgot her name right now yet. There is a reel on my page years ago that I shared about immortal genes within our body, and again the same. I the moment I heard it, I was like, makes sense to me. Resonates so much.
Do you mean
And
Henrietta
no,
Lacks, the cell?
Ram, yeah, you for sure you know her. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna share that reel to your Insta after. Yeah,
Yes, yes, please.
yeah, I'm gonna find it. Ramta. Ramtha. Yeah, a spiritual teacher from years ago as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she's, did you know that you have, and again, even looking at comments, I probably shared it 2, 3 years ago. The comments were kind of, some of them are like trying to ridicule things and everything. And yet again, it's beautiful even in understanding that, yeah, others will not see unless there is an experience or the knowing. And I think for all of us as well, the ones that see, and I used to want for others to see the same. And if you talked to me 7 years ago, I would be like, I want to shake everyone. 5 years ago, even probably 5 years ago, I would still like, "Ah, but how do I wake them up? But how do I get them out of the pain? But how do at this point it was like, oh yeah, I'm not worried about anything. It's perfect unfolding for everyone. You can do whatever you want. So it's beautiful as well for me to be in such an ease, I will say, at yeah, there's no validation or proof needed, or even me, I don't need for anyone else to really see it. It's fun now that you see it that way. It's fun that you experience this journey in a ways that I am intrigued and have a knowing that we can do that and be that. Yet again, the validation is not needed anymore, and I love that as well. Um, a quick question as well. Well, I don't know if it's quick. Uh, so, pranic, urine therapy. Let's go to a little bit into urine therapy, and then if I would, okay, I'll share from. I'm gonna ask from this perspective. So, for me, how I work in quantum living lifestyle, right? That's something that came up for me as my business. It's not really business because my life is my business is my life, and this is my mission, and it's just being me at this point. Again,
Exactly.
when people ask, "What do you do?" Being me. So what do you do? I say I create value, and they're like, nobody answers like this. What do you like to do? I like to create value. These are great answers. Um, Quantum living lifestyle where again I make sure that I'm in alignment with my physical body, my emotional body, my mental body, and my spiritual body.
Mhm.
Lifestyle, it's because it's a lifestyle, because this is it. The priority is energy hygiene. The priority is you knowing yourself. The priority is always leaning into expansion rather looping in your contractions and not extracting wisdom, just carrying the wounds like a medal. So physical body, I experiment myself, and I always invite my own clients as well to go on a little detox, right? To go and explore all kinds of tools with physical body, right? So I even had clients that went on urine therapy, and I shared your stuff as well. I shared some other stuff because I am not pro, I'm not so experienced yet. I played with it, and I played even with like my menstrual and pee and I'm gonna bathe in it time to time, so kind of tap in, because nothing for me, at least for me, nothing is disgusting about any of it. I would never feel disgusted, or like it doesn't feel like taboo to me. It just never did. So I will play and tap in, yet I've never had, let's say, a protocol with urine therapy that I like started and finished and registered and noticed or anything like this. So I'll play a little bit. A couple of my clients did it, enjoyed it. Absolutely. I was even laughing because one of my clients' husband called and he's like, Roma, I don't know what you do. But listen, she doesn't eat. She drink her own pee pee. She is exploding with financial success. She just built a business. Who is my wife? What's happening? She's fasting. She drinks urine. She's like a bomb. She has full of energy. She's like she's suddenly in the best shape of her life. She's like, what is happening? So again, I know that it can be a profound tool and there is more and more information out there. So what if you would go to a basics, or if you would go where people can start and how people can start, or maybe just a little bit in for like, do you do H, do you do fresh, do you what? So yeah, share something that like would be, okay, I'm gonna start exploring this for a few days, right?
So, urine is basically the most perfectly distilled water from your thousands of nephrons in your kidneys, which is not waste, but highly intelligently filtered by your divine body. And God gave you the primary water, the primal, the first water, the most intelligent water, because if you check it under a microscope, it is highly crystalline. And it's also the fourth phase of water. If you check out Gerard Pollock,
Yeah,
the fourth
structured
phase of
water. Yeah,
water, and it is a mirror of all your life's experiences all the time. So there are many people, there are certain levels. If you loop it all the time, that's how I do it, then you basically face yourself the whole time. You face your emotions, you face your experiences. It can even anticipate challenging moments 20, 30 minutes before you go into the situation, which I experienced. So my urine warns me what happens in 20, 30 minutes by changing the pH in the urine. Then I'm like, okay, center this, you're already warned. So you have the most magic healing tool in your own pocket, so to speak. And it has also, like all the vaccines, all the homeopathy, the whole industry is all based on urine. And all the medicine is based on your body and also
yeah,
urine,
yeah,
So, urine, what people say, are there not toxins inside? There are microtoxins found in the urine. And your body uses those microtoxins to remind the whole system to flush and purge out this information even more. So it's very intelligent. And you can just start by drinking it with a little bit of juice, diluting it. If you're not very confident yet, you can put it on your body. You can massage it. You can. It's a top secret model to put it on the face. I'm doing this every day on the face. Yeah, shall be a Victoria's Secrets model, but they are mostly all they are all androgynous, I think,
yeah.
or like like not really a woman anymore. Anyway, but they call it the top model secret because urea, which is in your urine, has a very high capacity to hold water. So when you have urine all over your body, you have a very hydrated yeah, skin, you know. And that's why people use it in creams. You can check it out. It's everywhere. There's this
It is. Yeah,
ingredient,
yeah, yeah.
urea. Yeah, and they make millions and even billions from urine. And they even collect our urine from the toilet c-
Yep,
publicly,
yep.
There are many articles who talk about this, and they use this, our urine, our hormones, and then make pills, pharmaceutica, and basically feed it back to you in a very compromised way, you know, because it triggers it triggers the hormones trigger your own hormones, and then the healing and so on. The whole pharmaceutical industry is pharmakeia, it's witchcraft. So when you want to have your real medicine, it is your urine, it's your even your moon blood. Yesterday in my Patreon live stream, I talked even about fecal matter. That I met a guy who was putting all his fecal matter all over his body because he was heavily sexual traumatized and he was disembodied. And then by instinct, there came a message that he should do this. And then he overcame the shame, he overcame the guilt, he came back to his body. If you check in India, the Agori tribes, they do this as well. They eat even fecal matter because they don't give a fuck. They don't differentiate between pee, shit, blood. They even, yeah, you know, like they do all kinds of things because consciousness is in everything, you know. And
Yeah, yeah, it's a lie. It's light.
yeah, and
It's
being and like what you
information.
and what you said, Roma, being disgusted by the body is one of the major um, ways why people became addicted and why they are
Yeah.
suffering. If you are managing to drink your urine, then you come back to your senses, you come back to your intuition, and it will make you love who you are again. You will return to a clarity and a peace and hormone regulation. I remember when I was starting to drink it, Roma, I remember how I told my mom, I'm like, what? This is how peace feels? I didn't know. Yes, because my hormones and everything got regulated again. And then because from the OCD and so on, I was constantly fluctuated in anxiety and this and this and this. And all kinds of people have it because we all have been massively programmed, brainwashed, traumatized, MK Ultra, the birth, all kinds of
Yeah.
things. And then you are dysregulated. The urine brings you back to hormone homeostasis. And then you feel a peace, a clarity which you didn't feel for fucking years. Yeah.
I love how many tools we really have. Like, it feels like everything on the journey, everything in this life is a tool, is a chance, is a portal to come back to yourself. We just didn't know, right? Like everything had its own department and had a label, and there was right and there was wrong and there was good and there was bad. Yet there is so much that you can start tapping into. And again, not everybody has to start with, somebody shared with me, it's like, oh my God, whatever, my sister or something like this, started really going into the tarot cards. And, I told him, like, listen, uh, she wasn't, she's very disconnected, let's say, from a spiritual world up until now, although she's very, we're all spiritual, right? Yet I was like, don't worry, maybe it's a portal, maybe it's an entrance for her into these worlds, right? Because everything in general is a tool. So you don't have to start with urine, you don't have to yet be open. Like if you're not going to open your mind, nobody will open your mind, period. For me, another thing is because I grew up in Soviet Union, so this been around athletes, and Russians and Soviet Union was always very pretty good with body and we know that. um,
Yes.
so as supreme athletes we take it, and in fact, when I think started watching you, the first person that I called was my mom, because she did professional ping pong these times and basketball, and I was like, I said, I don't know why I feel like there was an echo of it in my house. And she's like, yeah, some of us did that. And some of my friend athletes actually used to upcycle urine. So she right away, she's like, yeah, uh-huh, I've heard of it. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's amazing. It's not something new. It's not something that, again, there's, we can't really discover anything. Everything is already discovered and created. We just kind of go into the cycle, come back, and was like, now I see it. And for me, was surprised because the first time I drank it, it was it was champagne like. I was like, I swear,
this,
I was
this is
like,
how you taste. This is how you taste
yeah, I
champagne.
was like, that's how it tastes. Like, Why would I ever even be afraid? Yet it was funny, I think, in later on a few times, dependable on what was I eating or nah. There was a, there was a shift in pH, there was a shift in the smell, there was a shift, and I was like, mm-hmm. And that actually supported me. Now, let's say if I pee pee and I don't collect it or I'm not, like the moment I pee, I already smell it and I can already know more or less like where I'm at with the internal world. So,
Yes.
it gave me that as well. Like, so even if I don't drink it, I was like, now I was like, oh yeah, a little acidic.
Yeah, yeah.
I can feel it. I'm like, this is so funny. I
And
love
Roma,
it.
you mentioned one of the really, really most important points because that brings people back to how reality works. And basically, they realize they see every cause and effect in the moment. They see the chemistry changing. They see every decision. They come back to how they treat themselves and the world. If I am, like, for example, if I'm sad, my urine changes. If I'm angry, my urine changes. If I'm joyful, my urine changes. If I would treat someone badly, the urine would change. If I'm grateful, urine changes. So you become so sensitive again and so intimate with life and your decisions and how important words are, how important you carry yourself through life, all kinds of things. And then you see, oh my God, this is poisonous. It doesn't resonate at all. I cannot do this anymore. I cannot go to a 9 to 5 job anymore because my urine fucking screams at me and says, don't go there anymore. It's a prison. And so on and so forth.
And you said something profound. You touched the word intimacy. Into me you see, into you I see, right? Into you to see, into you for me to see, I gotta see into me first. And that
Mm.
intimacy um, was taught for us that it's like in romantic relationships. It's such a bullshit. I don't have a desire, let's say, of like sexual relationship if the relationship itself is not there. I've never was like I couldn't understand, but again, zero judgment. It's just maybe for a while I thought maybe something is wrong with me. Like how people will be like, oh, I'm horny, or something like this. And I'm just like, well, I know when my knees are weak for someone, yet we already have intimacy. Like there's intimacy, there is a relationship. Other than that, I don't ever have desire just for the sex, let's say, right? Or it never registered for me that way. And it's so beautiful because I find myself in such a deep intimacy with my everyday life. And I think that's one of the biggest liberations in a sense of freedom because my life feels romantic 24/7, even if I just wash dishes. Even
Yes,
like whatever I do, it's like I'm romanticizing. I don't think there is a chore. I don't do chores. It's everything is ritual for me. Everything is ritual. And
yes.
another thing is too, and when I say it out loud to someone, I'm like, I get it why they maybe don't comprehend and don't hear because I don't do anything I don't love. So it doesn't mean that I don't do, things that it gets to be done. Yet I'm at this where I'm at. I make sure I love it. I love it. I love it. If I get to do something,
Perfect.
I love it. And
Perfect.
it's again, and it's through the play and it's through the ritual. Like even if I
Wow.
would, years ago, I remember like, I gotta clean the house, right? Like, oh, whatever. Yet I love flowers. I love pot. Like I have a lot of flowers, plants, big, So always. So I'm like, and I love getting a new one all the time. So I'm just like, I'm gonna go get a new one. And I got to decide where it's gonna be in the room. Then I gotta move some flowers to make space for this. When I move, that's when I'm gonna clean up. When you get it,
Mm.
like I move the
Yeah,
flowers, I
yeah.
clean the floor. I always was able to make it in a play in a way that I'm enjoying it fully, and everything is done.
You basically summarized this entire path. It's amazing what you said because you just said it in such a playful way. If you do everything only, like if you only do what you love, this is the path,
Yeah,
Roma.
yeah. Wow. Okay, my heart. Yeah, yeah.
This
I
is the
like.
path. You perfectly said everything that people need to know. And if they follow that in a playful way, they will come naturally to the conclusions that, yeah, of unlimited possibilities.
Unlimited,
Yeah.
unlimited, and it's okay. Again, it's okay for us to be in that cocoon space, in the
Mhm.
caterpillar
Yeah.
timeline, because that's how it works. The unfoldment, the seed is planted in the darkness for a while, yet it's transformation. It's not change. Like this journey, a lot of people feel still will utilize words like self-development, right? Or
Mhm.
change. For me, self-development is like adding more to what I was, right? So like being a little better here and then educate a little bit better here. Yet the core is still kind of the same, right? Or, a change, right? The winds of change. Um, for me, this journey is a full-on collapse, fire, walking through fire, burning everything that you are not. So it's not adding more, it's like actually taking everything off in a way. And it's transformation, meaning the caterpillar, if I have caterpillar now here and I'm gonna put it on the floor and wait for it to crawl through all this floor across the room, right? We're probably gonna do another, be like another 4 hours. We're waiting for it to crawl. The possibility for this caterpillar to cross an ocean, it's not here. It doesn't exist, right? And I saw it somewhere, I think. I don't remember because I saw there was a meme a while ago. The caterpillar said, I'm going to fly. And there were more caterpillars around him laughing. And that there was butterfly above and said, yeah, you will. Like only the butterfly could see it, right? So this journey, it's transforming fully, and then the possibilities are fully there. So they were always there. They were always there, but we couldn't see them. They were not reachable for us, right? With all the limitations, with all the labels, with all I know. Wow, how much, years ago when I started leading and supporting others, I used to still get a little triggered from the words I know, because because it's like I don't already want to support you because it's very challenging to support someone that knows everything. I know it. I know. Okay, skip the I know. So we get to walk in as like, hey, maybe I don't know anything. Maybe everything that I know gets to be collapsed, and it's not true. And there's so many moments on this journey, and I guarantee you had those as well, where my mind was blown so much, right? The knowing is there, but the mind is still like shortening. We were like walking around, it was like, what's happening? Like, um, and you allow for all of it to collapse, and you allow it, the identities to fall away. uh, so if I would, what would you say? Because for me, it was the one of the biggest mind blown, fun truth to see, to remember. It was that ability, what this body is capable of, right? Right. Wow. Really? Like, wow. Okay. So that what really like obsessed me with there's more, there's more, there's more. So what would you say from all the myths of human experience, right? Obviously another thing, that how the way the reality works, when you figure out that, that's not how it works, it's all inverted. Yeah, what would be for you, one or two truths, or yeah, truth bombs that blew your mind, that you could never unsee it, that maybe pulled you deeper into this journey, when you realized, when you remembered, something about human experiences. What myth broke for you open and allowed you to walk into that journey? Like maybe maybe most surprising truth. What would it be?
The most surprising truth, hard to say, I have a few.
Go for a few. It's like number one through number 10. Go for a few. I love it.
Let's say the realization that basically heaven is here, that heaven is on earth, and that your body is not something that you have to let go of, but that your body travels with you together through all universes, through all realms. You can even and rematerialize. So you can dematerialize and come back and rematerialize. So your body is so intelligent that it will basically have a molecular echo and mirror with your soul together, commanded by the spirit, and then you can traverse like through wherever you want to go, and there's no limit, there's no end. It's a never ending journey, and there's a whole mechanism, like a divine engineered science behind all of what we are doing here, you know and you can choose to not activate all your bodies, your DNA, or you can choose to not give a fuck about anything, or you can choose to live in truth and to follow this incredible journey. Then the other thing is the mind blowing also, that the physical immortality is really a physical immortality, not the transhuman bullshit they're trying to do. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
inverted way, because they have no source, and we are generating. Okay, we
Yeah.
generate life. So our immortality is the real way, organic, natural way. And so, yeah, that there's no prison, there's nothing that can hold you back from those uh, deep, beautiful, fantasy, imaginary, yeah, or like, it's just, I have no words,
It's
it's
yeah,
just,
it's mind blowing. And I
it's
love
mind
it. I
blowing.
love it. I know it's profound when you're like missing words for it. Yeah, and that's the thing, like embodying and living it daily. Again, knowledge not embodied does not recode you, does not override
Yes,
your bullshit. We can collect knowledge forever, yeah, and especially going forward, it's just gonna be so exposed. As we said, personal conversations, there's no personal conversations, and they're gonna be seen so vividly now. Again, nothing is about judgment. Nothing is about, condemning like you're good, you're bad, or you're less, you're more. We all are super, uber, like essential here, and complete and whole and holy and beautiful. And, for me, even people that, let's say, you know, supported me with experiencing the deepest pain of my life, that was the catalyst. Like these are essential people as well. They are supporting me to be able to walk this path, and to arrive where I'm at right now. So I'm even grateful for all of this, and and the beauty of you, um uh, knowing the Eden, living the Eden is like when you look at your life and you like, psh, perfect. It's like perfect. That's so beautiful. And again, that's why sometimes for me it's almost challenging where all this wisdom come from. Where is like, how did you awaken? Even when I look at the, my chaotic childhood or whatever that was, like I don't see it anymore chaotic. I see it precisely planned out and so beautifully. And I always kept saying to myself, for years now, I was like, good for you. You really set yourself up for a win. Like you put yourself in the situation, there's no way out, only through there. Good for you, Roma. Good for you. Like, like really, you don't have a choice. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for bringing up the Eden um, into this life right now, and being it. We are carrying the codes of it. Like we are it. We are here to ripple it and to be an example of what's possible, and living it every day. Again, it's an experience that it's challenging to explain through the words, and I'm glad we're all going to communicate telepathically more and more. Less and less words
Can
needed.
I, can I share a third revelation
Oh, please do so. Yes, yes, yes.
on the other side of the spectrum?
Hmm.
Um, that not all humans are humans.
Okay, let's go. Let's go
And
there.
I was actually mind blown and deeply shocked by evilness and how evil operates and betrays humanity until this day. And most are not willing to go there on a level that actually you can go and say, yeah, here the Satan is this, and here the Illuminati, and so on. But if you actually really let it touch you, and what has happened with humanity, and how they treat humanity, and how they betrayed this entire planet, then you will cry a lot, and it will touch you deeply in your soul, and you will do everything that sparks up the fire of humanity and the soul and your spirit, and you do everything, okay, to come back to your sovereignty and not to be a slave. And to face evil is to redeem it. To face evil is to liberate it. To face evil is to have discernment. And if you are not able and to willingly to look into it in its most deepest detail, then you are playing the like then you are still a blind fool with a naivety that is dangerous. And these times are the tribulation. And in the what is coming and in the next years, you have to have high discernment.
Yeah,
You could see it in COVID. If you have no discernment, you get the jab. If you have no trust in yourself, no sovereignty, if you're just in panic and fear, things will happen in the next years. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to have a psychic vision. You have to have discernment. You have to understand how evil operates. And if you don't understand that evil is actually really here, a real intelligence
well,
that
yeah,
is intentionally abusing and killing and betraying humanity, then they have to still have to walk a long way. So, besides all the incredible potentialities we talked about and the incredible um, positive capacity, the other thing needs to be equal in its understanding.
amen.
Yeah, that I just wanted to balance this out for us.
Yeah, I love it. Do you want to go a little deeper into not all the humans are humans?
Um, it's a wild topic. It's a big topic, and I think yeah. Yesterday I talked about destiny snatchers, destiny thieves. You have so many agents. You have clones, hybrids. You have artificially created humans, like in Westworld, the Westworld Park, Matrix, the agents, NPCs. You have all kinds of names, and they have so many categories and differentiations in those non-soul beings
They
that,
have roles. Oh, they all have roles.
yeah,
Yeah.
all have roles to sabotage, to distract, to challenge you, to steer you off path, to poison you, all kinds of things, you know. And yeah, not only because people are smiling and emotional, they can appear so human-like. They can smile and touch and hug you and even say they love you and all kinds of things, and still they are not human. So you have to be extremely careful who you trust and to have your intuitive highest sense always on point.
Yeah, discernment, knowing if you feel like knowing if it's aligns or it doesn't, right? The alignment within. At least for me, like, you feel off. You just feel off.
Yeah,
And if I just get this off, it's already for me a doorway to be like, okay, what's up? Like, let's pause. What's going on here? Um, yeah, I don't think I shared this ever really like publicly. We were talking with a few, you talked about agents and everything. I don't know if you had experiences, like personal experiences with any of this. Yet I feel like a lot of us um, did have. We had agents kind of distracting us in a way,
for sure. Yeah, please share.
locking us in a prison. Yeah. So I had always, not always, yet there was a moment, and it was actually through my biggest leap of that awakening and realization, remembering, like it's just when everything started making sense, and I start connecting a whole dots. Suddenly I was picked up by a three-letter agency. And I had to deal with them for 2 years. And I literally saw a reptilian in one of the agents
Wow. Wow.
with my mind's eye. It was both, right? Like I could, the physicality was there, yet there was the non-physical that I could see as well. And it was so, the energy was so, it was that day when I saw that, it was a 2-minute conversation. That 2 minute felt like 20 minutes for me. I almost was frozen for a moment. And at that time, I just couldn't, like, it kind of made sense, but I couldn't add it all together. And then I was talking to someone. They have the Truth podcast, I think, on YouTube. Yeah, two guys. I used to follow them, and we started talking a little bit, and they actually had a full few episodes with all the guests that constantly, that had agents,
Wow.
that had, yeah,
Please share this. Please share this with
yeah,
me.
so through his podcast, I'll check in. Yeah. And then they start sharing that, like, hey, most of the star seeds, the ones that are coming here. Well, again, I don't care for these titles, the star seeds, the not star seeds, again. Yet, the ones that came in to choose themselves first, right? To support the collective to rise are actually always watched, always pulled back, always this, always this and that. So it was even funny because I always thought, like, take a birth. We talked about the birth as well. I always thought that I was born with hip dysplasia. That's what I remember my mother sharing. And literally last week, I was like, so did you know right away that I had this hip dysplasia? Like, did they not see it through the ultrasound? Like, and he's just like, no, no, no. She's like, you were already born. But doctor, she's like, the doctor shook you and pulled out both legs, right? Like, and then I was sitting in meditation after that, and download came, like, again, legs and hips and moving forward. I was already being stopped from moving forward fast, right? From, like, accelerating in the journey that I came here to accelerate.
Wow.
And yeah, so there was right. And then I heard this podcast, and then it all made sense. I was like, oh my God, I have handler. Like, literally, I have handlers that are, and I could feel every time they were around, every time I was talking to, every time it was so heavy, so not fun. And the craziest thing that somehow I was like, wait, I know that energetically, nobody has fucking authority on me. Only my energy. Like, I have to somehow agree or allow it. So right now I'm allowing something. And the weirdest thing ever, how everything stopped. I had a phone call. In the beginning, I ignored for like 2 days. I had the second and the third, three phone calls, and I ignored it. And then next day, I was like, okay, because I was still processing, like what to do with it, how to do, how to move forward, like what I do. I just feel like, I really drained constantly, right? And I literally, I had another phone call. I picked up the phone. I did not listen. I did not let even their voice or sound reach me. And I said, do not consent. Do no contract. This contract is done right now. I do not consent. You do not come into my energy. You are not allowed. I am protected. And I hang up. And I felt so crazy because I'm talking to authority. Like I'm talking you authority, right? Like I'm talking to her physically. You get it? And
Yeah.
then I've never heard of seeing them again
Wow.
after 2 years of constant stuff. And so straight, So like now that you're going there,
I love it. I love
yeah,
it.
no, I'm like, yeah,
So cool.
it's very interesting. So for me, it was like, and I think that was another beautiful understanding that I was like, oh wait, yes, they are. Yes, it exists. Yes, a lot of it is again a reflection of what's going on in people's minds as well, and yet there's no higher authority over my energy than me.
Yes.
Nobody.
No. Yeah, they have no authority.
No, yeah.
They
And
only simulate it. They only fake it.
yeah. And again, they can get you very fast because if you go into human mind, you're like, what's happening? Oh my God, really? What did I do? So it's yeah, it's crazy. So I was like, okay, no authority, like, and even in this time, I feel like the last of death fear kind of got dissolved within me because at this point I was like, wow, I don't know what could happen. Like anything can happen. Well, I don't know. Why? Like I could go to prison. I don't know anything. Like I don't know anything. And then I was like, I'm okay because I am immortal. I
Mhm.
don't care. And so even like I feel like a acceptance of me always being safe and that there is no death. And then again, that nothing can happen to me, just for me.
Yeah, mhm.
Go
I
ahead. Yeah.
agree. I agree on some of it, but also
Go. Love it.
I do care if people treat me badly. I do care if they would do anything to my body. If I do care, like, and we should care. We should care about our body, and only because we are spiritually eternal, our body cares too, because our body can also be physically immortal. And so, no, fuck, man. If they would try to um, like do crazy shit on me, I would be ready to fucking kill.
I love it. I love it.
Really, like, nah, man. Like, if you for example check Avatar 2 or 1,
I was
then
just
later
watching with my niece. Yes.
they show the teeth, and then they're like, fuck, we are killing the machines, man. We are killing them. And
Yeah.
then they go crazy. They go mad. And this is what we have to also recall in ourselves, that we are not just like some, hello,
We're
hi,
warriors.
this, in this. Nah, man, we are warriors. And if they don't respect our sovereignty when they cross lines, which they do all the time already, but humanity, the souls, are waking up more and more, and we don't let these games be played upon us anymore. Imagine someone slaps you in the face the whole time. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm eternal. Nah, man, I will
Yeah.
slap you back, but so hard that you will be numb. Like,
Love it.
really, exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually agree. And I didn't mean that I didn't care. I meant
Yeah.
mentally I had to surrender to
Yes.
stand in that warrior. So I
Yes.
didn't have any more fear. So
Exactly.
yeah. So
I understand. I
mentally,
understand.
yeah, once mentally I let go, I was able to stand for like, get the fuck out of my energy, no fucking contract. Like I get to be, that's why I always say, like, absolutely, it's not about positivity or fluff or anything like this is you being raw. It's you being all the spectrum. It's you being able to tap in. For me, a definition, Tim, for me, a pure, beautiful definition. Again, everybody has their own definitions, yet that one worked for me the best. What is actually really transformation and actually really being authentic for me is being whoever you fucking need to be at any given fucking moment to get anywhere you wanna fucking get. That's the definition.
Perfect. And it's what I said is just complementary to what you said
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. And you
you
took it, yeah. And I was like, yeah, agree, agree. Yeah, 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 yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
you have to accept like what you shared. You have to accept the worst case scenario, and
Mentally,
when
yes.
you can accept it, then you can go into what I also say, and it complements each other.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, absolutely. Because again, like, for me, being able to care for my body, right? Again, mentally, the what is that mental strength, that emotional intelligence, right? Yeah, it's me making sure that none of these motherfuckers resonate with me, so I don't have any of these fears, and like my shadows are not like my shadows are right next to me like a soldiers, rather trying to hide behind me, right? Like, yeah, absolutely.
I said yesterday in the live stream, I said when Bane in the dark, I think in Batman, in Bane, the villain, he
Uh-huh.
says, darkness, he says, I am born in the darkness, and we are born in
Born.
the darkness. We are born in the womb. And I say, their satanic games, for me, is a very distorted, one-sided version. It's not even darkness for me. When we call up our darkness, it's fucking game over. Okay?
For sure.
The- exactly. So their stuff is a very retarded, distorted uh, version. Okay? But we have to honor our darkness, and our darkness, when it's integrated, is divine rage. And when we put our sword out, the divine's flaming sword, then
I love what
guys,
I love what you said, because I always saw darkness as condensed light. Again, there is even more power there than just the light, right? There is so much potential. And if you think about the void, if you think about 0 point, if you think like, dark matter, like it's all
mhm,
really, it's all really darkness. And a lot of it, even for me, my inner child safety and her being able to fully start playing here and living alive, fully alive. It was me owning my feminine darkness.
wonderful.
And I think I still it comes in layers. Because I had an recently, maybe last week or anything. In fact, beautiful. Somebody scanned me just like this with eyes that sees the auras, and Star Brother, and he's like, "Ooh, you're beautiful red and purple, right? Like embodied and purple, the perspectives." Or and he's like, ooh, you've been embodying a lot of darkness, and still layer by layer, I keep accepting it more and more.
Yeah,
Because this good girl Roma, and again, I always was kind of a what do you call it, like a thermometer for my surroundings of like where they at. I was the one that constantly like I gotta hold equilibrium.
exactly.
I'm the kind one. I'm the ones that
Yeah,
apologize first. I'm the ones that gonna so even now being next to family, the moment something comes out for me, and I can go from 0 to 100 and from 100 to 0 in a second. And you see, I even speak. I speak passionately, yeah, and I can listen for hours as well. I'll be like this. And yeah, but when I speak, I'm like right here, all in. I don't,
mhm.
everybody always used to tell me, like, stop speaking with your hands. Since I was little, light language is right there. I'm sending codes. And I am still finding myself being
Mhm.
deeper, like more and more intrigued by my darkness now, actually,
Yes,
the light. And I can
exactly.
see how easy it is to dismiss the darkness within us. Because just me playing with my family right now, and I love that I'm spending so much time. Even we say, oh, you think you healed your triggers, like go spend time with family. And I see how much is not there anymore, right? Like I don't get triggered or anything. Yet, time to time, still being the good girl comes out a little faster than just owning my dark feminine, and yeah, we can dismiss that dark feminine very fast, or so our darkness basically. Yeah, it's very interesting. And last week I actually made an intention, you know I sat with it and I was like, I want to get to know even more of that darkness. Like, I wonder if how much, like, maybe I still get some power to harness from her, yeah, absolutely. So thank you for bringing this up as well, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I love anger. I love anger. Anger saved me so many times. When my anger came, I broke the bullshit every fucking time.
Time.
My anger and me, I have a beautiful relationship with my anger. I'm really respecting it deeply. When it comes, I know it's fucking time. Okay, it's really good. It's really, really good.
I love
Okay,
it.
hey Roma, I promised my father to play some chess with him.
Oh my God,
Um,
amazing. Yes.
Yes, and he is already 8 in Germany, and so is there something else, like some last things you want to talk about, or what do you think?
Well, we can close it out in shortly. I'll close it out
Hmm.
with my own appreciation and little things. Anything, is there is anything else you would like to like add, share? Maybe again, maybe somebody is walking through the level, that they are so confused with WhatsApp. Maybe there are where they're like, yeah, urine is still very disgusting and I would like to like it, but I don't like it, right? Or maybe they're like, what is this bath? Whatever. So maybe there is anything that you want to say.
I feel we said so many things already, and I
They're
I
gonna pick
love
up.
I love what you said, that follow your joy, follow what you love, and if you follow that trail, it will lead you automatically to deprogram yourself from all lies and all beliefs. And one important thing is also to have no limits in your mind. If you have any limitation, that's a lie, you know. And if you abandon the body, it's a lie. If you think you need to ascend, it's a lie. We need to descend. We need to descend into our body, okay? Um, and yeah, be courageous. Start maybe to drink your urine. It will do wonders. It will do wonders. But you have to be ready for it in your mind, mature enough, because you will face yourself. Yeah.
And if they want your support, I saw you do Patreon one-on-one and classes. So, Tim, I found him on Instagram. I know you have your YouTube as well. So I'm subscribed to your YouTube. I will share your Instagram and YouTube in the description and the comments of this video as well. And then, yeah, if you would like to go dive deeper into everything or anything that Tim shared, obviously go follow him, reach out, ask for support, or simply follow and like continue to to listen until it lands a little bit more, right? Sometimes it lands in the layer. Sometimes you're like not fully ready yet. It's the seed. And
And
I don't know.
I have a 7-day free trial for everybody who visits my Patreon, and I have a huge library which I put a lot of heart in. I share my research material. I have a lot of live streams there. 300 posts in total about urine therapy, autonomous living, pranic living, physical immortality, becoming a sovereign, embodiment, all kinds of things. And I do weekly live streams, 4 in a month. Yeah, that could be something for you. It's an invitation.
Absolutely, yes. So definitely check it out. Again, we're all here to support each other to walk home, and it's really fun to be home.
Yes.
I journaled to myself. I remember years ago, I was like, oh. I'm home, and you can't really describe the feeling. You're
And the
home.
body is home. And the body
Yeah,
is
you're always
home.
home, like anywhere I'm at. That's why I was like, everybody's like, "How's Lithuania? You haven't visited." I was like, "Great, I'm always home, anywhere I go now." So that's amazing side effect of you descending. Thank you for mentioning the descending, because yes, this lifetime we are actually taking all, anchoring it all
Yes.
into this physicality, and this is our home, and this is the Eden. And so grateful for you, Tim. Thank you so much for your perspectives, for your experiences, for your shares, for your heart, for you being here with us, being here with me, for you being my star slash soul brother. I know we're connected.
For
I can
sure.
feel it. I feel close to you. Like that's the another
Yes.
amazing thing. Like you
Yeah.
don't know people, but you know people, right?
Yeah.
And how amazing is to hear, like he's going to play chess with his father. I love it. So say hi to your father and your mother
I will. I will.
from us. And yeah, one more time, thank you so much. This was such a gift and such a pleasure. Everyone that was watching, obviously, I'll come back to comments. So put some questions if you have, or any shares if you have about something that we talked. And other than that, you are fantastic.
You
Tim, you are
too. You
fantastic.
too,
Roma,
Roma.
you're fantastic. Everyone watching, not watching. Yeah, thank you for allowing your hearts to continue beating with your own rhythm. Like, this is your drum. This is the rhythm of your life, the way your heart beats, right? Like, listen by this and dance, 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 dance. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Enjoy,
And
enjoy
and
your evening. Thank you
and
so much.
and thank you, Roma, too, and thank you for inviting me and that we finally collaborated. And I also feel connected to you, and I'm smiling while I'm looking at you because you have so much natural joy in you, and I really find this so beautiful to see and to be expressed. And yeah, thank you. And
When I come to Lithuania, maybe we'll meet somewhere in Europe.
yeah, and then you show me some ancient sacred places or whatnot, like in Lithuania or
Oh,
wherever, right?
yeah, yeah, I could. We'll go get some linen. Lithuania has good linen.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I
It's
like it.
very much national. Yeah, people
Wow,
just always loved linen, and we were making linen forever.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were kind of pagans until the
Mhm,
Christianity
mhm,
came in, and Poland
mhm.
made us, Poland took us over, and
Ah,
we were like, even my grandma worshipped sun more so than
wow.
the church. Yeah. So I think it's a little bit in the
In the
codes as
genes,
well.
yeah, in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
code,
yeah.
yeah.
I love you so much, brother.
Mhm.
Talk to you very soon. Thank you, everyone.